G'day everyone, thanks for clicking on this video. Thanks for joining me again from this beautiful country of Thailand, more specifically Chiang Mai province. And for me, I am in the Sankampeng district. I am about to travel into the city of Chiang Mai for a couple of reasons. One, I need to stock up on some supplies and get some fuel for my motorbike. And the other main reason is to check on the river level, the Ping River level in the city of Chiang Mai. Because as you may be aware, in August, September, October is the wet season, or the wet season proper in Northern Thailand here, indeed the wider region. And over the last week we've had a couple of significant downpours that has increased the level of the Ping River. It has also caused some minor to serious temporary flooding in the city of Chiang Mai, but also in the far northwest of the province of Chiang Mai there has been some severe flooding, some landslides. Unfortunately, there is at least one person that I have heard confirmed has been killed. A number of people that have been injured, a couple critical, and a number of people missing. So I do hope and sincerely wish those people all the best. Bit easy for me to say that, but I dare say it would be impossible for me to get there at the moment, certainly at the bike, and really why would I? I'd just be getting in the way. So I thought I'd document the progress to date. Now the reason I'm doing that is because over the next couple of days, today is Thursday, the 28th of August, and as I said, the river is significantly higher. We're going to go and check that out now. And by Sunday, late Saturday night, Sunday morning, another big wet front is coming through, which I believe is connected to the typhoon moving through, originating from the South China Sea, through Vietnam, Laos, top of Isan in Thailand, eastern Thailand, and then through northern Thailand as well. So it doesn't necessarily look too good. And I don't want to be alarmist, but the reality is this time last year, or end of September last year, is when I first moved to Chiang Mai to retire. I moved one day before the big flood hit then, and it was not very nice at all. It was rather catastrophic. And over the last 11 months or so, I've been watching them do some works to try and clean up and clear the roads, but after the downpour last week, as I said, there was some minor flooding, which doesn't look too promising if we're going to get a lot more rain. So I thought I'd keep you up to date. Let's go and find out what the river level is now, and I'll try and keep you up to date as we go along. First stop, get some fuel for the bike. Okay, so I'm pulling into the servo here, get some fuel, see where I'm pointed to. Sawadee krap. Gaha Den Tang Krap. Alright, so I'm just waiting for my fuel tank to be filled up. You can see in the background, hopefully, there's some grey, darkish clouds, full cloud cover. Doesn't look too ominous now, but normally it does rain in the afternoon, so see how we go. I did bring my wet weather gear, so if it does pour down, then at least I won't get home drenched. But like I said, heading down the 1006, I'm heading west from the eastern district of Sankampeng. So, see what the city looks like. As I said, the clouds are very grey. The odd spot of blue sky, but that will change. Nice comfortable temperature, it's about 24-25 degrees. But humidity is at 90-100%, so but it has been like that for weeks anyway. see what this ride into the city brings. We've got some light rain falling now. For me it's nice and refreshing, but I might have to put the cover on the action cam in a second. Just coming up to the Ping River now. This just seems to be looking like the afternoon shower that we would normally get on a normal day, which theoretically today is, but again, we know on the weather websites, weather forecasting, that there is bad weather on the way. You might be able to see in the distance there is Doi Pui, Doi Sutet, normally quite outlined by the skyline, but today you can see the clouds certainly above, and there are a number that are hovering around the tops of the mountains as well. So see what this little spurt of rain brings, shall we? Oh my god, the river's up quite high. G'day ladies and germs. I am now at the Ping River, on the banks of the Ping River, at the Warawat market. So one of the, or perhaps the largest market, permanent market here in Chiang Mai. Warawat market, this is the place here. It is a myriad of shops of all sorts. So if you're looking for just about anything, you will find it here, including on the street here that faces the river. Large flower market just down there, and as you travel on there's more flowers, there's knick-knack shops, there's belts, shoes, clothes, towels, you name it, it's in here. Now I'm going to leave that video for another day because it's like I said, it's a myriad of shops through there, and you can get lost. Had I know that, because I've got lost before. Quite easily walk down a little laneway into another little shop and you've lost your bearings already. So where am I right now? Good question. I am at, or on, the Chen Som Memorial Bridge, Kuek Kek, they say. And just a brief history of the bridge. So it says here the original bridge, the timber one, was replaced in 1966 due to the wooden one, the timber bridge, getting damaged every year. Due to the damage detection in the bridge structure after having been used for a considerable length of time, the Chiang Mai municipality then requested a funding amount of 8,360,000 baht to reconstruct this bridge in 2016. So it is nearly 10 years old, and obviously holding up to the floods that have occurred in recent years, including last year. You may remember I did a quick video on that 3 months after the floods from last year. I actually arrived the day before that flood peaked, so it wasn't a good story. If you have a look at the river now, it's actually running quite quickly, quite fast. There has been a lot of rain in the last week in Chiang Mai and throughout the mountains in the surrounding provinces, so not only the rain that affects the city directly, but all that rain that comes down from the mountains flows down into the Ping River, and you can see here that it is quite high. Have a look over in the distance there. Already one of the restaurants has been impacted. Don't know how severely at the moment, but it doesn't look like they're open for business. And again, for comparison reasons, I'll check this over the next couple of days. You can see the clearance, under that bridge ahead. You can see the retaining wall of the bank of the river here. Now, it looks to me to be 1.5 to 2 metres from the water line up to the top of the plinth of the fence there. So it's still got a way to go, but if I zoom in a little bit for you, you see the blue PVC downpipe coming out there. That is from the drainage from the roads. And that is about a foot, maybe 300, 400 millimetres above the water level at the moment. So while not dire, it is very high. It is already impacting some of the businesses here. And this is just one area. It's not the lowest area, but it's one of the lowest areas. And all through Chinatown here cops it when this water breaches the banks here. There is the restaurant over here. We'll go for a little bit of a walk. So every year in Thailand there is the rainy season. The river does swell as you would normally expect it to. But certain years, like last year, you have a storm come through that basically affects all of the immediate area here in Southeast Asia, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia. But in Chiang Mai city, the Ping River is the main river of the city. And as I said, all the other waterfalls, rivers, creeks all flow down into the Ping River here. So we see this business here called the Sai Ping. I haven't eaten here. It must be my duty to do so very soon. And as you can see there, the bottom step to that business there is just having the water level come up to it. So another metre and the people that are sitting in there are going to have wet feet. So as I said, over the next couple of days, I'll come down and I'll check these levels out. And hopefully these water levels will recede. As I said, there's a lot of rain on the way. Today, Thursday the 28th, this is the river level now. Friday, tomorrow and Saturday morning, from the weather forecast, look like we'll still get a few showers, probably a couple of thunder showers. But then from what I can tell, Saturday night, Sunday morning and all of the Sunday doesn't look too good at all. So as I said, I want to make this comparison now. Last week or 1 week ago, the river level was down about 1 metre. And I was speaking to a local who said the river was at around about 60%. So I haven't seen any statistics or heard any other information anecdotally, but I think there might be some issues. Certainly local flooding. As I said, some of the businesses here are already being affected on the bank of the river. If I can get in on Sunday, hopefully, then we'll have a look and see what's occurred, if not beforehand. So I'll try and keep you up to date. Alright, so we're heading down Chiang Mai Road now, which is one of the main tourist areas of Chiang Mai. It is about 150 metres, 100 to 150 metres away from the Ping River bank. And this tends to be one of the areas that gets hit in a flood. Last year it did get hit quite bad as well. As I'm riding here now, we'd be under at least half a metre of water. You may be able to pick up, the roads are quite dirty and dusty, and that was from the minor flooding that happened earlier in the week. So we'll continue riding down here. Again, I'm doing this just for comparison purposes, if anything should happen, as in floods do breach the river banks. Everybody everybody here is starting to set up. It is, just after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And all the vendors are starting to set up all their stalls. If you've been here in the past, Chiang Mai Road, as I said, very much a touristy hotspot. On each side of the road here, the vendors will be selling anything from, what do I see here, handbags. We've got fruit, clothing, all sorts of stuff here. You name a souvenir and they've got it. If not, they'll know somebody who has. A number of different eateries along here, restaurants, jewelers, there's a bike shop, tailors, chemist, and just up here on our right is a quite popular Pantic Plaza, which I believe was recently renovated. I've always seen it here, but never been in there until recently when I started my Thai language course, which I'll update you all at some stage. We're heading further down Chiang Mai Road. This is one of the hardest hit areas of the city last year. Again, right where we are now, at least ankle deep, we're talking knee deep floodwaters. Very limited or no access. And in fact, the other day when the rains hit through the storm, I was doing like 10 kilometres an hour because the water was that high. It was, I would estimate, a foot deep. And not much traffic out, as you can imagine, but people still need to do things, so they're out and about. But right now, I'm going to head down towards another one of the bridges in Chiang Mai that nearly went over, or should I say nearly went under the floodwaters last year. And you may remember my friend Peter Holroyd in Discovering Thailand, who unfortunately passed away this year. Did some excellent coverage of the floods last year. So I might go to the spot where I know he filmed a couple of times, again just to monitor and measure the river levels as they progress, or as they recede, hopefully. And the traffic is quite busy here at the moment. It's the end of the school day, so a lot of parents picking up their kids from school in this area. As I try and weave my way through. Now, what I will point out, just for some sort of comparison, you see the motorbike shop that's in front of me. All their bikes, the ones that they had in the shop at the time, were all flood damaged. Now, they would have had some rented out, but for at least a few weeks, more like a couple of months after the flood, they had bikes sitting out the front. You can see the obvious flood damage done to them, so it hits local businesses very hard. I'm going to try and turn left here again now. And if you're wondering, yes, people weave through the traffic like this all the time. I'm sort of used to it by now, but certainly in the busier traffic like now, you certainly need to have your wits about you. Even though I've done a couple of license tests here in Thailand, there still seems to be a rule that whoever gets to an intersection first is right away. I don't think that's what the rules say, but it's how it works. Coming into the car park here of adjacent to the Centara Hotel. And the river. Alright, so have a look at the river level here. That water level is about 1 metre below the bottom supports of the bridge. I did say earlier that the river was running quite quickly. It is. So what I intend to do over the next couple of days, as this weather system moves towards us, I'll try and follow the same route that I've just come now, and we'll have a look and see what the differences are from day to day. Hopefully, as I said, things won't get worse. Okay, where am I now? Good question. I am in Kawilla Park. As I said just recently, I'm on the eastern side of the Ping River now. And this area again was one of the hardest hits of the flood last year. And if I show you the park here, this looks quite nice. Bit of standing water from recent rain. Nice green grass, trees and so forth. It did not look like this 10 months ago. All the grass in this area here was gone. It actually eroded a lot of the soil that was here. Looks like they have filled it up to a certain extent. And it's looking quite nice, so it would be a shame if it went under again. As I said, the river level is quite high. And if I turn the camera around here, you see the Kawilla monument through the trees here. And there's a couple of little pavilions here which have already succumbed to the river level. So that would go down about another metre. There's a platform or a seating area there. You can look out over the river. As you can see, just in the little distance there in the background, they do have some excavators floating on barges, and there's another barge just here. For at least the last couple of months, I've seen these barges operating where, from what I understand, they are dredging the bottom of the river, as it's been determined that there's too much sediment here. It's just not deep enough to take the volume of water away. So they've been dredging the river, and from what I can understand, they're building up and fortifying the banks of the river with that dredging activity. So I'm hoping that their efforts thus far have actually made some improvement, which I'm sure it has, but we're dealing with Mother Nature here. Who knows what she's going to throw at us in the next couple of days. You can see here they did have a big effort at dredging this particular area here. I would assume it serves as some sort of loading area for some of the dredging materials that they take out of the river that they don't use to fortify. But it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of days. I'll just make a bit of a disclaimer here. I'm not here to sensationalise anything. I am here as an observer. I'm looking at what the situation is. And if it worsens over the next few days, then at least we've got a benchmark to make that comparison to. I'm a big fan in not over-sensationalising anything. So I just want to get the facts out there as they are, my opinions as I see them, as I determine them. So we'll see how things go. Fingers crossed, everything's going to be okay.